For Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Centre, which is located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lots of things to talk about and see what kind of time we have to get to two different things, because something was brought up by the owners while we were here. But first I want to talk a little bit about puppies. As holidays come around, people do get puppies, and seeming this time of year, people start thinking new year, new puppy. Maybe people have broken up with someone, they need a pet, or older people, whatever. But a couple things that I've come across on Facebook, and it's like, oh, I can ask Dr. Ronchetto about this. One is toy and food possessiveness, and that seems to happen in puppies. And I don't know if it's an inborn trait or something that they develop. And what, of course, we mean by that is that they get very possessive. They don't let you near their food or their toys. They either growl or become very aggressive and maybe even bite. Right. Is that something that is it an alpha dog situation, or is it what causes that?
Yeah, in a lot of situations, they are trying to be alpha. They're trying to assert their dominance over you, which is certainly not what we want. We want the humans to be the alphas in the family. So working with them, training with them from an early age will help with that. In any kind of puppy situation, working with them from the very beginning, as far as, maybe being next to them while you feed them, trying to work with them to be able to remove the bowl and then give it back. And those situations would help. Certainly it's hard if the puppy has already developed the aggressive tendencies. A little bit more work has to be done for that. Making them sit and waiting for their food, waiting until they get permission basically to eat will help with that as well. As far as toy aggressiveness, sort of the same thing applies, not letting them get too overly excited with things like tug of war and that sort of thing, so that they can't assert their dominance. If it's just light play and they let you take it away, or with fetch and that kind of thing, if they'll let you throw the ball and they'll bring it back to you, that's always good. But if they're getting too overly excited and aggressive with it, then you might want to stop, before they get to the overstimulated part.
Exactly, and that's one thing I learned about tug of war. We think it's really cute, but they can develop aggressive tendencies, and I learned not to do that with my dogs, or if I do, just very, very lightly, and then just to the point where hopefully I can either get it and learn how to play fetch or whatever, but not where, because I've had that situation with other dogs, and then you try to get almost anything and they want to do that even when you don't want them to. So the very important so that's mainly, and we talk about that because dogs are pack oriented. So there is always the boss, always the alpha, and it is good to establish ourselves as owners as the alpha.
Yes, you always want to be the pack leader.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that makes a huge difference in how they respond to you and how they also respond to other people around you. Because if they know that you're in charge, they will be submissive, or for the most part.
Yes.
For the most part. That's one thing, and really important, and that's something that you always ask the veterinarian, your veterinarian about. And also even just if you need to look up other information on that, but it's always a good thing to know. Mm-hmm. The other thing is about potty training. Someone who'd said that they were worried because their 3-month-old puppy seems to go number 2 on the grass. But as it comes to peeing, he does it only on the concrete, or he pees when he walks and things like that. Is this just a little puppy thing that eventually they'll get over, or is it something that maybe focusing a little more on proper potty training?
If it's something that bothers them, then it's definitely something that you can work more with potty training. If he's walking and peeing at the same time, that sounds like maybe when they're on a walk or he's on leash, that he has a tendency to be urinating more, and a lot of that can be marking behavior, where they're just marking their territory. They go a lot by sense of smell, so if he's smelling where other dogs have gone, then he wants to go too. It's sort of their communication system. Mm-hmm. So a lot
As we call it, they're reading pee mail.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of that can be just that kind of behavior, which is very normal for dogs, male and female alike. As far as the defecating in certain areas, a lot of dogs prefer different substrates. So some dogs will only go on the grass, other dogs will never touch foot on the grass, and some of that is just their personal preference. If the owners want them to go in a certain area, then I would maybe suggest just experimenting with different substrates, finding what they like the best, and then just keeping them to one central area so it's easier to clean up.
Right. I would say as long as it's outside and not something you're going to inadvertently step in at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's all good. And that's true. And I learned, the same thing with treat training, or just that positive reinforcement applies, and being very, very vigilant with your young dogs and learning the signs of when they're going to go and taking them out. So that always seems to work.
Yes.
Let's switch to cats real quick. We had a question from our illustrious station owners, Carl and Jerry Goldman, who are transporting cats. It's their son's cats are going from Columbus, Georgia to Columbus, Ohio. So a 12-hour ride. They have volunteered to ride with the cats. So aside from 12 hours of meow, 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 we're talking about things that are natural remedies that can keep them calm.
Yes. So with kitties especially, if they're used to their carriers beforehand, that will help a lot, so they won't be quite as scared. If it's a new carrier and you have time beforehand, just leave it out in the open, like in your living room. Maybe put some treats or food in there and just let them kind of explore it on their own and go in and out. So that would help beforehand. During the trip itself, there are some natural remedies to help with anxiety. One is called Feel Away, which is a pheromone spray. It comes as a spray or a wipe for mobile purposes. As far as in your house, they come as both of those, or a plug-in diffuser for your wall. And the Feel Away seems to help a lot to calm them down. It gives off the same pheromones as a nursing mother would, so it's that very calm, nurturing sort of smell for them, but you don't smell anything. You can use that as needed. You can spray it actually in the carrier or in blankets or towels that you're using for them to get snuggly with. The other product that I find is really helpful is called Storm Stress, and that comes for kitties or dogs, and that is a little liquid that you can give orally to help calm them down. It's sort of a natural anti-anxiety remedy that we can use for travel and for storm phobias, 4th of July, that kind of thing. Seems to work well.
I say that they need to make kitty carriers that look like cardboard boxes, because there has never been a cardboard box that you don't leave out for more than 2 minutes that cats climb into.
They'll just jump right in.
So I just had a brainstorm. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Centre is located on Cinema Drive in beautiful Valencia. CinemaVet.com. You can actually, once you become their client, you get access to their website and their admin section, where you can actually make appointments and do all kinds of wonderful things and reorder your prescriptions.
Yep.
And your phone number, if in case you want to call and make an appointment, or you have questions about your pets, 253-9300. Always a pleasure to have you on. Always informative.
Thank
and
you.
As a pet owner, I gleaned so much from that. And also a very happy customer as well, I am.